In this video, we're going to look at center lines and hidden detail. Now, the object that I have running in front of you is a small engineering unit. This is called a flange, okay, the raised section. The hole appears to go all the way through it. At the right-hand side of my drawing, I have my symbol for third angle projection. I've already labeled my top view, okay. This has already got center lines running through it. Now, the center line is long, short, long, short, long, short. Okay, the same on this side, so that this is the center of my object. Okay, the lines running through it are long, short, long, short. Okay, and on this side here, what we have is 4 circles or 4 holes in the object, and they happen to have a center line running through those. What I'm going to do is label these on my drawing, and the reason that they have those is in engineering, if these all lay on the same diameter from the center, it's called a pitch circle diameter, or a PCD, and I'm just going to label that on my drawing later. So the important thing is I've got my top view. My front view lies directly below it. So I've already placed on this a vertical line and a horizontal line. The horizontal line is going to be the base of this unit. I've placed those in there now. Now, on my drawing, this appears to be 10 thick. This part here appears to be about 40 high. 40 high, 10 thick. So I'm going to place those on now so that this is 10, and directly above that is 40. So that there are those two dimensions. So I'm just going to use a rule just to come up from that. There is my 10, just running a line across. There is my 40 running a line across. So I've given the height of these parts here automatically in here. So what I'm now going to do is project from my top view these lines, and then I'm going to construct my front view. So I'm just going to take my bearing off this, okay, to there. I'm just going to bring all of these lines down, irrespective, and I'm going to attach them to the top. So I'm just going to run all of these through. Keep going. All the way across. And the final line on this side. Just going to reverse this so that I can see my line, so that I'm only just making it easier for myself. Okay, you can see these. I've got this line running all the way through. The next one. And we're not trying to do this too quickly. For the purpose of the video, this is just straight lines, all being aligned with the top view. So that this is going to be my front view down here. I'm just going to pin that in now. Top view here, front view. I'm just going to write in front view. It's a little bit offset. Generally, we try and place these views directly, these wording directly below the view. So top view, front view. Now what I'm going to do is firm in the parts I know. Now this, if I'm looking, and generally we have an arrow. I'm just going to put that in. So we're looking from this point here. There's a big thick arrow pointing in that direction. That's going to be for our front view. So I'm just going to pin that in, front view. So that's where we're viewing it. Okay, so that we're going to see these lines here. So we're going to put those in. Just there. And below, directly below. You know, as I said, that's 10 high, that's 10 high. The top of the unit is directly below, and this is where we've got to just bear in mind, I'm going to put a little dot there, just so I know that when I put the line in, so that we've got a point there to there. Okay, we've got those. This drops straight down. Just check that. Check that. That goes straight down. that. I'm just going to turn that around so I can see it. There is the first part. There is the second, there is the right-hand side section of this unit. Okay, we've got this side of the object here. This side here. Okay, that's the outline of the object. All of those lines appear. Now we've got a hole running through at this point here. We're assuming the hole runs through. There's nothing contrary to say that it doesn't. So what I'm going to do is put in the hidden detail, so that the hidden detail line is a short dashed line. So this side is the hole. So I'm just going to place that in. Okay. Dash, dash, small dash, about 3 millimeters long. Small gap, maybe 1 to 1.5 millimeters. Generally, it touches both ends. So we're going to do this side of the hole, there and there. I might just turn that around. It might be easier for you to see if I turn that around. Each one of those. So that's the hole going through there. What I'm going to do is put in the center line. Now the center line as shown above is a long line. Long, short, long, short, short, long. That is the hidden detail line. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long. So that's run through there. Now we have these holes here. Okay, we're going to place those. And if I just put this over to the side, 1, 2, 3, just a short dashed line. I may as well put the center line in. This side of the hole. There is one here also. There is the other side of that hole. So what I've done here, this hole is this hole through here. This hole is this hole through here. The last hole is on this side. Two, three dashes, center line, long, short, long. One. Not perfect. You can see that's very clear. Okay, now that is the very basics of it. So what we've got is the object, we've got the outline, we've got the hole coming through here, which is a dashed line, the hidden detail. Okay, we've got the hidden detail of this line, we've got the hidden details of that line, we've got the hidden details, we've got the center line, center line. So the hidden detail is dash, 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 okay, in each one of those. Now, to mention this, what we've got is a top view, a front view, we've got that part on it. What we tend to do with circles or circular pieces, we tend to angle our lines going into them. So the first thing that I'm going to do is this outer part here. It's got a diameter of about 55 millimeters. Now, I've read that off my drawing already. So what I do is I go to the center of the whole object. I run what is called a leader line. So the leader line runs to there, then it comes off to the horizontal bar. So it's angled. That angle goes directly towards the center, small arrow. I then use a symbol of the Greek symbol of 5, which indicates diameter, 55. diameter 55, that's placed there. The inner one has got a diameter of 26 millimeters, so I'm just going to run a leader line coming down from that. The dimension line stops at that point. Leader line, arrow, diameter, Greek symbol phi, diameter 26. Okay, this hole that's going through it is a diameter of 14, so I'm going to put a leader line coming up. Dimension line, leader line, arrow. Okay, that is a diameter, and I'll just check that. That's a diameter of 14. Diameter 14. In this side here, I told you earlier that these holes all lay on a diameter, and that diameter happens to be 43. So we would say we can point one to that. We can run that through to there. And we can put in that PCD. Pitch circle diameter. And that happens to be, if I read that again, happens to be 43. And sometimes we combine that with a hole. So on this side, what I'm going to do is do exactly the same here. I'm going to write the dimension over here, is that I put a line in. You'll see that all of these extension lines and leader lines go into each of these diameters at an angle so that we don't confuse. We don't draw diameter 55. We don't draw it perfectly off to the side there. So what I've got here is just on this one, I'm going to put in 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 holes. Diameter 8. Diameter 8. And I'm going to write PCD, pitch circle diameter. And as over here, it's pitch circle diameter 43. So that we can replace this type of thing with this. 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Diameter 8 for each hole. The pitch circle diameter that they lie on is 43 millimeters. On the front view, what we can do is place our heights. So the easy way to do that is I'm just going to draw a line here about 10 millimeters away from my object. And that is going to indicate my height. Now the total height of this unit is 50 millimeters. And as I said in the previous video, when we're doing this, make sure our arrows are correct. We have a gap between our dimension line and the drawing, a gap between the dimension line or the extension line and the drawing. That happens to be 50 millimeters placed there. The dimension's always placed above the dimension line. We're looking from the right-hand side when we read it. On this side, I'm going to place the 2 different aspects of that dimension. It's going to run a line up here. Run out my extension line starting about 1 to 2 millimeters away from the object. Run it about 1 to 2 millimeters beyond the object, beyond the dimension line. This happens to be 10. So this dimension is 10. This dimension is 40. So all of my dimensions are in place. So center line.